if I will rely on my salary, especially if you're a fresh grad, your salary is not too big. I made a computation that what if I just relied on my salary? Teka, kukulangin yata to. I won't be able to do as much. It will take so many years before I need to save. Hello everyone, ako si Marvin Germo. Kung bago ka pa lang sa channel na to, paki-subscribe, pati pakitamaan yung bell para ma-update ka kada labas ko ng bagong video. Yung adhikain ng channel na to ay para turuan kayo, mabigyan kayo ng gabay upang makatipid kayo, makapag-invest kayo at mapalaki yung pera nyo para bawat Pilipino kumikita at maabot ang kanyang pangarap ng financial freedom. So enjoy the rest of the video. How did you do it since you did not graduate from a finance, economics, or accounting course? How did you do what you're doing now, or what made you interested, or why didn't you even go to your course? Why didn't you do something that's connected to engineering? There's nothing wrong with that. I have a lot of friends who are pretty much rock stars in what they do. They're good engineers. They're in telecommunications companies. Some are good design engineers doing a lot of design with microchips, with processors, etc., which is something I don't know much about now. Some went into the IT field, which when I started initially also was where I was. I did a lot of software programming, or SAP, not actually programming, it's SAP basis. I was a SAP basis consultant for some time. So when you graduate from high school, you think you have everything figured out already. Na this is the course that I want to be in, and this is my job when I graduate. Actually, when I graduated from college, I just thought that I wanted to have a good job, then probably climb the ladder, take an MBA, become a manager, and then that was probably it. I didn't even think about planning to be VP, GM, or president, or even CEO of a company. I was fine being upper management or even mid management. That was my parang lid at that time. Then when I started my corporate career, I actually figured out that I started to compute as well that if I will rely on my salary, especially if you're a fresh grad, your salary is not too big. I made a computation that what if I just relied on my salary? Teka, kukulangin yata to. I won't be able to do as much. It will take so many years before I need to save, before I could get $1 million, or before I could get this much amount of money, or if I can buy this car, or I can get to this house, or I can do this. So I tried to think about even if I get promoted, even if I transfer, even if I get pirated to a company that will give me this much or double or triple my salary, it may not be able to still hit what I want, or the goals that I want, or the dreams that I want. That's where I started to read more books. I started to attend a lot of seminars. So if a lot of people are saying, where did I get this? It's a combination of experience, and it's a combination of things that I've read, seminars that I've attended, and just really the grit and the grind of wanting to have financial freedom. So when I was fresh grad already, I already knew it. I had this burning desire, or I had this notion already that I won't be an employee forever. I gave myself a battle plan that by 40 I should be out of employment and doing what I want to do. It's just really a blessing that I was able to quit my job 2010. So that was around 27. I was around 27 years old at that time. So with my journey, I did a lot of entrepreneurial ventures, and for those who read the books, I shared pieces of my adventure there as well. But while I was an employee, one of the biggest things that I knew was this: I may not have that much assets in terms of stocks, bonds, mutual funds at that time, or there wasn't any Talas Paneleño, there wasn't a publishing house yet, etc. But what I knew was this: my biggest asset was what I had inside. My biggest asset was my brain. So I spent a lot of time trying to learn as much as I can in the realm of entrepreneurship and investing. I tried to meet and even pay people that I would do one-on-one sessions with them, and I would pay them for the time that they would give me, and it actually paid off. While I was doing that, while I was employed, I would spend a lot of time doing entrepreneurial ventures, not having the end goal of earning, but my battle plan was I would want to try this business venture to see if this is something that I like, this is something that I'm passionate about, this is something that will work for me, this is something that's sustainable, this is something that I know if I plan to do it full scale later on, I would have a chance to actually make money from this, and it will be a sustainable business model. Because you have to understand this, especially if you want to be an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is not just about having capital. People think that, okay, sige, when I get this much capital, I'll resign already. That's not how it goes sometimes. If you have a lot of money, no experience, no knowledge, you will get a lot of experience later on, but you might lose that money, you might lose that capital. So that's what I did. With small amounts of money, I just tried to practice without the intent of making a stockpile of earnings from it, just to learn. So now, what I'm doing now is the things that I knew before that hindi bagay sa akin, it doesn't fit my profile as an investor, I stopped doing it already, or I don't have to undergo the painstaking, I guess the painstaking practice of trying to go through the grind of doing something that either I don't want, either I'm not good at it, or I really don't see myself having the patience to actually do it as well. Especially, example, if you do food, retail, siomai. I actually thought before that, sige, I'll franchise siomai stalls. And as I do siomai stalls, I'll try to put as much as I can in MRT stations, because I know food yan eh. Hindi malulugi ang food, hindi mauubos yung food, hindi siya maubusan ng customers, tas mura siya. But it's hard. I realized that it's not for me kasi markups, margins for it are not as much. Then may nakawan pa, then may issue pa na dapat very detailed kasi inventory, and it wasn't something that I wanted. Anyways, so there. And then that's what led me to the stock market. When I started to have extra cash, I started to invest, and that's when I fell in love with trading, investing. And I actually started first, by the way, with mutual funds and VULs. I started with that. Then sabi ko, why am I watching my mutual funds every day? Why am I watching my VULs every day? So might as well just do stocks, try stocks. Before at that time, I was a bit scared kasi no one in my circle would invest in the stock market. So I had to also find a new set of friends as well that would be in the same mindset as I am, so that I would grow in the knowledge. You have to understand this. You are the average of the 5 people that you meet. You're the average of the 5 people you spend a lot of your time with. Meaning, if you spend a lot of time with people who are not into investing, into entrepreneurship, into making money, may hila din kayo eh. So it's nice that you have an inner circle. It's nice that you have a group of people who thinks the same as you. So that's where I started investing. Now, let me address the question. Sayang naman, Marvin, you did not do your course, you did not follow your course, you did not do something that you graduate. Sayang naman yung pinag-aralan mo. But here's my take in that. We only have one life to live eh. We only have one life to live. Better make it count. Better do something that you're passionate about. Better do something that, because you love it so much, you will do something to fight for it. You will do your best so that you can win. You will do your best even if no one believes in you, because you love it, because you know what you're doing is making a difference. You will do your best. You will do as much as you can, and because you try to do as much as you can, you become so good at it that there will come a tipping point, that the tipping point will be your service or your product or the thing that you're passionate about. People will pay you for it. So there, my take in that is this: it's okay not to follow your college course if it's not something you love, if it's not something also you're good at, if it's not something you think you can possibly excel in. Kasi sayang, we only have limited time, and I suggest you do something connected to your purpose. You do something connected to what you believe you're supposed to do, to what you believe you're good at. We are all called to do something here in this earth. I believe that there's something that I can do specifically that you cannot do, but there's something also that you can do which I cannot do. And the only time we get to do that is we fulfill our purpose. We run with our passion. Don't be confined by the 9 to 5 if you think it's not for you. If you think it's for you, if you think you'll excel in that, you think that you love being an employee, you love climbing the corporate ladder, then go for it. But if you are a person who doesn't want the job security, you don't want financial security, but you want financial freedom, you want financial independence, this video is for you. This video might not be for everybody, but I'm telling you, if you have it in your heart already, I believe you click this video because you know that there's a point, there's something inside of you that's saying, no, I'm called to be an entrepreneur, I'm called to do something, I'm called to follow something that's unfamiliar, something that's different. Please remember this: nothing of significance is done if you play it safe. Nothing of significance is done if you don't take the risk. The risk is scary at times, but when it gets done, when you actually accomplish something, believe me, it's something that nothing can take away from you. It's something that goes above and beyond money itself. So you don't have to let your past define you. You don't have to let your background define who you are. You don't have to let where you came from, what province you came from, define your future, or where you started. What you do with today determines how you will be in the future. And if you walk in what you're called to do, and you really don't stop, don't quit, no matter how hard it is, that's when the magic happens. And I really do hope that if you plan to be an entrepreneur, you plan to be a stock market trader, that you walk in it. Why? Because our country needs more and more and more and more investors and entrepreneurs like you. So that's it for now. This is nothing to do with the stock market, but I hope it helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart.